welcome everybody. This is a Gurcles webinar. Gurcles stands for Guru Circles. This concept is all about bringing people together who share a challenge, who try to solve the same problems. Today, I've seen people from agencies, I've seen people from technology providers. Of course, one of our main speakers today, Joel from the London team of Brandwatch, is here. So welcome.
Hello. Hey, thanks for having me, everybody, and thank you for waiting. So I am Joel, as everybody knows, and I'm the marketing manager for EMEA at Brandwatch. I used to work in the games industry, but joined Brandwatch around 2.5 years ago. The company used to be a search engine of sorts, so big governmental websites would have all sorts of data. It would be very confusing and hard to organize that data if users were trying to find particular forms or particular information. So what the guys at Brandwatch used to do is build ways of organizing and finding that data. In about 2006, 2007, as we all know, sites like Facebook and MySpace and later Twitter started to really change the way we communicate as humans. And our CEO, Giles Palmer, recognized that that might be a big change for how brands communicate with humans as well. So what they took is they took that expertise, they took that understanding of how to organize and search information and applied it to the entire web. So they're harvesting as much information as they possibly can. Then a brand, someone like Starbucks might come along and say, look, we want to know what everybody is saying about us online. Or maybe they want to know what everybody is saying about their competitors or what everybody is saying about coffee. So the idea is it's just using this social data in kind of the same way Google does. So one of the ways that, the future could hold, one of the things about 2014 may well be the focus on your own platform. So far I've been talking about, whenever Starbucks are mentioned on blogs or forums or in Facebook statuses or tweets. But what about how many followers you have over time? What about the likes? And what is the relationship between the stuff that happens on your channel and the stuff that's happening elsewhere? So we've just started with this. I mean, we can't compete against Hootsuite. We can't compete against social bakers, the companies that specialize in this. But what we can do is say, look, this is what everyone else is talking about you on Facebook, and this is what's happening on your Facebook page, and how do those two things relate? And I think one of the beautiful things about having owned media within a monitoring tool is that you don't have to be an admin. You don't have to be a manager of that page. You can look at your Facebook page and how well that's performing, and then look at 3 of your competitors and compare them directly, which I think is a completely different question there, which I don't think a lot of people realize.
I think the real value of a tool like Brandwatch is that you're connecting the dots. It's like building bridges across these different platforms with their great insights.
For sure. So I mean, as you say, if you say we did something on Facebook on this day, what did that do on Twitter? Even if we didn't do anything on Twitter, how did that affect the rest of the web? If we release one YouTube video, maybe we don't get any views, but we get 100 people tweeting about it, and it's just trying to understand all those different relationships.
I'm very excited to see what will go on in terms of predictive analytics and how's Brandwatch looking at this?
Well, what you're talking about is using the wisdom of the crowd. So do most people, is that kind of conversation able to predict what's going to happen? And sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So with the Oscars last year, we tried to use all of your tweets, all of your Facebook comments to predict who would win the Oscars. And we actually got 15 out of 18 of them right, which is way more than you might have guessed. It's a really powerful stat. If it's people deciding, like a vote is people deciding, then you can actually start listening to what people are saying, even if they don't know they're being listened to come up with those decisions. And that's basically what brands are doing, to listen to see what's happening. So I mean, from listening to from this graph especially, what it really shows us that there's so many different types, and social media monitoring isn't just some one person, someone working in marketing using it now. It's customer services, it's finance, it's recruitment, it's sales teams, it's people using it all across the enterprise. Now, it's a little bit of a cliche phrase again, but across the enterprise really is the word I feel like it's happening in 2014.
Powered by Gurcles.